and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some on-ice drama from the recent New Jersey Devils versus Chicago Blackhawks game. Things got a little heated, and now the league has stepped in. Let's break down exactly what happened. The NHL's Department of Player Safety has officially announced that Devils defenseman Brenden Dillon has been fined $5,000. This is for a boarding incident involving Blackhawks forward Tyler Bertuzzi that happened during Wednesday night's game. Now, $5,000 might not sound like a huge amount for a professional athlete, but it's important to note that this is the maximum fine allowed under the current collective bargaining agreement, or CBA. It's the league's way of saying they saw it, they didn't like it, and it's going on the player's record. So, let's rewind and look at the play itself. It all went down in the first period. Bertuzzi was chasing the puck along the boards in the corner, and Dillon came in to make a play. The contact was a bit awkward and definitely dangerous.
Dillon caught Bertuzzi up high with his left elbow, sending the Blackhawks forward face first into the glass.
It was one of those plays that makes you cringe, as Bertuzzi was in a very vulnerable position. Thankfully, and this is the most important part, Tyler Bertuzzi was able to stay in the game and didn't appear to suffer a serious injury. He's a tough player, and he shook it off, but that doesn't make the hit any less illegal. On the ice, the referees immediately called a penalty. Dillon was sent to the box for 2 minutes for boarding. This penalty proved to be costly for the Devils. With the man advantage, the Blackhawks power play unit went to work. And who else but Connor Bedard capitalized on the opportunity, scoring a power play goal.
In a bit of poetic justice, Tyler Bertuzzi, the very player who was boarded, picked up an assist on that goal.
So, not only did the hit result in a penalty, but it directly led to a goal for the opposing team. That's a double whammy for Dillon and the Devils. The game itself was a real nail-biter. Despite that early power play goal, the Devils battled back. The matchup went all the way to overtime, where young defenseman Simon Nemec played the hero, scoring the game-winning goal to give New Jersey a 4-3 victory. It was a thrilling end to a very physical contest. Looking at the individual stats from the game, Brenden Dillon was certainly involved. He finished the night with 5 hits and was a -1 in just under 22 minutes of ice time. He's known for his physical style of play, but this time it crossed the line and cost his team. On the other side, Tyler Bertuzzi had a solid game. Besides drawing the penalty and getting that key assist, he also registered 4 shots on goal and a blocked shot. He was a factor all over the ice. Now, let's talk about the reaction to this. Whenever player safety gets involved, there's always a debate. Some fans will say a $5,000 fine is just a slap on the wrist and that a suspension was warranted to really send a message.
They'll argue that it's like that, which put a player's head and neck at risk.
Have no place in the game and need to be punished more severely.
They point to the fact that Dillon came in high and that Bertuzzi was in a defenseless position facing the boards.
For this group, player safety is paramount, and they believe the league needs to be stricter to deter these kinds of plays. On the other hand, you'll have fans who think the punishment fits the crime. They might argue that Dillon didn't have malicious intent, that the speed of the game led to an unfortunate outcome, and that since Bertuzzi wasn't injured, a fine is sufficient. This perspective often emphasizes that hockey is a fast, physical, and sometimes violent sport. They'll say that a 2-minute penalty that led to a goal, plus the maximum fine, is a fair consequence. They might even say that suspending a player for a play where no injury occurred would be an overreaction. It's a really tough balance for the NHL's Department of Player Safety. They have to consider the intent of the player, the point of contact, whether the player was in a vulnerable position, and of course the outcome of the play, meaning whether an injury occurred. In this case, the fact that Bertuzzi was okay likely played a significant role in the decision to issue a fine instead of a suspension. If Bertuzzi had been forced to leave the game, we would likely be talking about a suspension of at least 1 or 2 games for Dillon. This incident also puts a spotlight on Brenden Dillon's playing style. He's a veteran defenseman who has built a career on being tough to play against.
He brings a physical edge that coaches love, but that style always teeters on the edge of legality.
Players like him have to be very careful about how they initiate contact, especially near the boards. This fine serves as a warning shot, not just for Dillon, but for all players around the league, that the NHL's watching these types of hits closely. It's also a reminder of the risks these players take every time they step on the ice. The game is faster and more skilled than ever, but it's also incredibly physical. A split-second decision can lead to a dangerous play, and it's why the rules around boarding, charging, and hits to the head are so critical. So what do you guys think? Was a $5,000 fine the right call? Should Brenden Dillon have been suspended for the hit
On Tyler Bertuzzi.
or was the penalty on the ice and the fine in a pun? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'm really curious to hear your take on this one. It's always interesting to see how the fan base views these plays. That's all the news I have for you on this one. It's a story that highlights the fine line between physical hockey and dangerous plays. We'll be keeping an eye on both Dillon and Bertuzzi as the season progresses. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more NHL news and analysis. We'll see you in the next video.